I'm Dr. Dill, and I am a language learning specialist at Voice of America. John, off to you.
Yeah, and I'm John Russell. I'm a producer with the Voice of America Learning English division. And yeah, I work on various products on the everyday grammar articles, and then some education stories and some of our video products as well.
Would you like to unmute? Hello. There you go. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Tu. I'm from Vietnam.
And what do you do there?
I'm working in banking.
Mm-hmm. Are you working from home now?
No, I'm in office.
Uh-huh. All right. Most of us here are working from home.
Yeah.
Because of the coronavirus. Okay. Cool. Okay. Who would like to introduce themselves next?
This is the first time I'm joining your class, so I don't prepare anything.
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is only the second time we've done this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yesterday it was very interesting. We had someone from Cambodia, we had Brazil, Azerbaijan, Ukraine. So let's see, is it Tatiana? Is that, Tom is back with us from China.
Yeah, that's from China.
Welcome back, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I guess the other folks are not ready to introduce themselves. Let's see, I see Lina, Marcella. Are you there? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Lina, Colombia.
Good to meet you too. Okay, so I'm gonna mute everybody because of the background noise for now. John and I will give our presentation, and then after that, when we have questions, please send a text in the group chat. Let me do that. I'll send you guys a chat here. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about is studying at home. We had a story in our Ask a Teacher program 2 weeks ago about studying at home, since so many people are beginning to study at home these days. So the question for Ask a Teacher was, what are the best ways to study at home? Actually, we had an email from a young college student, a woman in Shanghai, I believe, who said, I get so distracted. You know, there's my phone, there's my brother, there's the TV, there's all my social media friends, and it's hard for me to be diligent and really work at home on my studies. So we decided to think about ways that you could help yourself to study at home. Let's see. John, would you like to talk about the first point here?
Sure. So the first step for beginning to study at home is to create a specific area for you to study in. And what that area looks like will vary, but there are a few key factors that you need to think about when you are designing your study area. The first is the noise level. So in general, quiet areas might be better than noisy areas. So to the extent that it's possible, you might want to favor a quiet setting. Second is the level of lights. So in general, good lighting is important, If the lighting is not very strong, you might want to fall asleep. You know, sometimes if you're not studying something that you find super interesting, you know, low lights might make you go to sleep. And a third kind of important thing that you need for your study area is some amount of room for your study materials, so that they are well organized and you can easily find them and retrieve them and use them.
Yeah, I know that many young people study in their bed. Uh, and I know that's a really good place to fall asleep while you're reading. Um, but you know, the thing about the noise level, John, do you think that there are some people who really need a little bit of noise around them to concentrate?
Yes, I think there are some people who might do better with a small amount of background noise. So for example, some people like studying in a cafe where there's a small sound of a glass clinking in the distance, a faint
Hmm.
conversation.
Yeah,
Um, so perhaps some people do better in that respect, but I don't know of anyone who does better with overwhelmingly loud, chaotic sounds around.
right. Yeah, too distracting. Um, in fact, I remember some high school students saying, to me, I really study better at the kitchen table because there are people moving around. It keeps me alert. It helps me to stay motivated. You know, of course, you've got your mother or father standing there saying, come on, get your work done. Right? But it depends on the learner. So controlling the noise, if you can't have a completely quiet place, you know, maybe you can listen to music and that will kind of block out some of the other distractions. Even when we are working in our office, back when we worked in our office in the old days, uh, John knows that many of us would wear a set of noise canceling headphones to keep out the conversations around us. So controlling the noise is a good idea. How about the next one, John?
The next one is very important, particularly in our modern age, where everyone has a mobile device attached to their hand at most times. And this is taking a break from social media and distractions. And so one thing you might want to consider is putting your phone away or perhaps turning it off so that you don't get notifications, phone calls, alerts from various applications you might have on your phone. And then second, we have a slightly older piece of technology that's still prevalent, and that's the television. And it's probably a good idea to turn off the television when you're trying to study, um, because you know the shows and advertisements might have very distracting elements. They might be loud. Even the visuals on the TV might distract you. So that's good to turn off the television. And then a third final thing, since most of you, if you're at home, perhaps you're living with family members around, is that you might need to tell other people close to you that you need time to study so that they will respect your need for quiet and space. Because if you turn off your phone, but they don't, and they're very close to you, their phone is going to distract you. So these are just a few things you can consider.
Yeah. And it even works with children. I've found, you know, uh, we've had some children around here these days who are home from school, and if you tell them, okay, I'm in a meeting, you know, you must stay quiet, they'll respect you for a little while. The next point is to take breaks. Step away from that work that you're doing and move your body, even if it's just to get up and, you know, put your arms over your head, stretch. Oh, my arms are disappearing. And you know, get some fresh air, and then as you get some of your work done, treat yourself for finishing either a task if you're doing your work at home, like Tom and we had a couple of other teachers yesterday who were online. Um, if you're doing work and you get a particular task done, go have a cookie or, well, not too much sugar, right? But have an apple. Go look outside for a bit. This kind of thing will help to keep your mind alert to get on to the next problem if you're doing schoolwork, or the next task if you're doing your work, office work. All right, John. How about what you eat?
So there are a few things that you can eat that might help you throughout the day as you study. And I'll actually start with the last item on the list that you see here, because that's probably the most important, and that is to stay hydrated. In other words, you have to have a sufficient amount of water for your body to work correctly. So the first recommendation I would have would be to be sure to drink plenty of water.
Yep.
A second thing to consider is that while it might be good to treat yourself sometimes for reasons that Dr. Jill just mentioned, too much food, specifically things with a lot of sugar in them, could give you an energy crash. So while it might give you energy in the short term to study, it might make you very sleepy or tired later on in the day. So it might hurt you in the long term for your study.
Yeah.
And so in general, American health experts will recommend various foods such as fish or nuts or seeds or yogurt or berries. These foods in general are considered to be fairly healthy foods.
And why are they called brain foods? Do you know?
Well, I think the idea is that they give you good sustained energy throughout the day, so that your blood sugar levels remain fairly constant, so you don't have a huge increase and then a huge crash in your blood sugar levels.
So maybe protein helps too. Huh? They seem to be things with a lot of protein in them. Yeah. And our next point is to think good thoughts. You want to avoid anything negative, like, I'll never be ready for the test, or I'll never finish this project. But tell yourself what you can do. I can understand and remember this material. When I teach about learning strategies, which you can find in our program, Let's Learn English, on our website, I teach this strategy called self-talk. And with self-talk, you tell yourself, I can do this. I know what I need to do. I just need to focus and apply what I already know to learn some new things. So do some good self-talk. And we don't have this on a slide, but I'd like to add one more tip, just of my own. And that is to have a study buddy or a study group that you communicate with. And this way you can encourage each other. So maybe check in the morning. Let's say Tom is my coworker, and I text Tom and I say, here's what I'm working on today, and I'm going to finish it by, I hope, 2 o'clock. So how about you? What are you doing today? And then he can tell me his plan, and we can touch base later in the day. Oh, did you do that? Oh, okay, everything fine? All right, cool. In fact, in our office, the Learning English office, we've been texting each other quite a lot, and the emails are just flying back and forth between people who are keeping everyone informed about what they're doing at home. It's kind of sad we can't walk over to each other's desk and tell each other that in person now, but we're finding a way to communicate. John, do you have any other tips of your own from your own experience?
Yes, I have one that relates to this topic, and it kind of it includes ideas that we've already mentioned, but it's a little more specific. And it relates to avoiding distractions and then rewarding yourself for work that you have done. And so one of the best techniques that I have found for studying or even for working is to get some kind of a timer. So that timer, it could be on your phone, although you might want to be careful about it. You could use a watch as well and set it for a specific number of minutes. So for example, 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So when you start whatever task you are working on or studying, you can start your watch, the clock, and the clock counts down, and you make the deal with yourself that you are going to focus only on what you are studying or your task for that amount of time. And what that will do is that it will make you realize when you are getting distracted because your timer has not gone off yet. And the important point is that you focus for that whole time. And then at the end of that time period, whatever it is, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, that you reward yourself so that you train your brain to associate that with good things. So what you could do is work for 15 minutes studying, for example, some English grammar point. And only focus on it for 15 minutes. And at the end of that time, you could treat yourself with maybe a cup of coffee or or some kind of a snack. Or it could even be you will treat yourself to surfing on social media for a couple minutes, but only within the time period. And then you can repeat that cycle as well. And
Exactly.
what you will find is that if you can accumulate even an hour of focused practice with breaks in, you will make much more progress than if you spent 3 hours with distracted practice. So in other words, this is a great way to become efficient with your learning.
So focus in for a short time, and maybe you can, have those throughout the day. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when you think, oh, I've got 8 hours of work ahead of me, how am I going to handle that? Uh, it's much harder when you're home with lots of distractions.
Right.
Okay, so set a timer, make a deal with yourself, and then reward yourself with after finishing, right?
And
Great.
for those of you who are interested, this is an idea that comes from, I believe it's an Italian researcher who studies learning, but this technique is called the Pomodoro technique. That's the name of it, and it's very effective.
Yeah. In fact, I think we could share that. If you could find you did a story about that for our website, right?
I did, yes.
Maybe you could share that in the chat with us in a little while after we get some feedback. Yeah. So the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is a kind of tomato, isn't it?
I am not sure. It's either a tomato or some kind of an apple. It's in Italian, I don't know. But that was the shape of timer that the person used. So the timer was in the shape of this object. So it wasn't even a watch. It was an actual object that was a timer.
Okay. I gotcha. Okay, so right now we have a question for you, and if you want to answer, please send a text. There we go. Hi, Maxim.
How are you? It took me some time to find the new code for the Zoom meeting today. So deadlines, that was actually my message. And I'm probably going to switch from learning to teaching because I teach. Yes, I learn, but it's not like university or school. And deadlines, so these are like, I set the deadlines for each specific task. Let's say I need to finish this by tomorrow, and I have to submit the assignments to my students by this time tomorrow. So it's very important to finish this on time. And yes, I try to focus on deadlines.
Yes, deadlines are often very effective. Okay.
This one helps me to
Let's see.
work
We
from home.
have.
Good.
Let me,
Um, Hi guys,
hi.
I am Duy and I'm from Vietnam. So
Can you turn on your video?
Okay.
As long as
It,
you're.
I
Just,
accidentally found this on my Facebook, so I joined. So, for me, actually, I need pressure to study at home because I it's kind of I prefer to study at the cafe or at library because around there are people that are studying or working. So seeing that working or studying keep me on the mood to study. Yeah.
yes.
So at home I need pressure like the deadlines like Mr. Maxim Takchuk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So being in an environment where other people are also working, like in a cafe or the library, helps you to
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
Very good point. Unfortunately, those are closed now, right? Okay, let's see. Let me open up. Okay.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hello.
And
I'm good.
where are you?
In Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's the hot spot for United States, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm studying English at University of Washington, but I'm preparing my study for entering school. So I really love studying alone and online, but I'm afraid to lose the friends and make network with people. And the feedback sometimes will be come late, or maybe you have something to discuss with someone, but you should accept an email or something like that and wait for a long time.
So you're worried that you're going to be losing your network of friends by studying at home?
Yeah.
So do you try to keep more in touch by email or text now?
No, I'm not that fan of messaging people. I prefer in live friends and touch. And
Mm-hmm. May I ask where you're from?
I'm from Yemen.
Yemen. Oh. We haven't heard about the coronavirus situation much there. Do people in your country have coronavirus yet?
I don't think they even care. Like I spoke with my family and they out all the day. So the health system there isn't so great, and I don't think people even care, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I would like to add, I've been listening to our comments from Maxim and Megid and I forget the other gentleman's name, but he liked pressure, or he wrote
Oh,
pressure in
yes.
the text box, and it seems there's kind of an important word I'd like to mention here that all of you seem to be describing is you need motivation. So motivation is a noun, and it basically refers to a thing that makes you want to do something. So in the case of Maxim, he needs deadlines. Deadlines are his motivations, or if we use it as a verb, deadlines motivate him. So Maxim needs motivation from deadlines, whereas our other commenter, I'm forgetting his name, the one who he liked pressure or the feeling of people around him. Other people motivate him, or his motivation is other people.
Yeah,
Whereas,
that was a gentleman, I think, in Vietnam.
yes, yes.
Dewey.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Andit, I see you there. Would you like to speak? Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi. What do you do in order to help yourself studying at home?
Okay. So actually, this is the first time I met the conference in the Zoom,
Welcome.
and I'm just listening to you.
Hi. And do you have children there?
No, not yet.
Okay. So,
So as this is the
where are
day
you?
2 of work from home
Where are you located?
in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Indonesia. Oh, yes. We hear a lot about Indonesia because one of our colleagues is married to an Indonesian woman.
Oh,
He
okay.
tells us all the news. So
Yes,
yes,
because
you.
coronavirus is almost up to 1,000 cases in Indonesia.
Mm-hmm. And can you do your work from home easily?
Actually, yes. I might say this is easy, but not that easy. I mean, I'm not doing the conference in Zoom meeting, but I need to make the video of e-learning,
Mhm.
the video of so it takes more time than I could do in the classes for the
Right.
for the video editing and for taking the shooting, something like that.
Yeah. And you probably have to do it on a laptop or
Correct, but
your own computer.
broken.
Uh,
Oh my God.
yes, I think everybody's thinking, I need a better computer for this.
Yes, it's better to use computer.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today. I see Mr. Mao is back with us from Cambodia. Hello, Mao.
Hello.
How are you
Hello.
doing today?
I'm fine. And you?
Great. So what's your
Uh,
advice for people who are working or studying at home?
uh, I just back from work. I'm teaching online with my student. It means I take the video and I send to the group of Telegram, and they do homework and send to me back. I correct them. I send back to them
Mm-hmm. So
because
you're not doing live meetings, but sending files back
yeah.
and forth.
Yeah, I just take the video of the lesson and send to them directly. I mean, in Cambodia, popular of Telegram.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for example, if I take like grammar, like present simple, I take a video about the lesson I send to the student.
Uh-huh.
Because the school across the country are closed, even public school or private school, because due to coronavirus outbreaks. That's why the school are closed.
Yeah.
And students are learning at home and have to face with the camera. Yes.
Yeah. So are you using some of our materials from our website for
Yes,
listening?
I take some material from VOA learning English because I am fan of. I learn a lot from website of learning English from VOA. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I get topic. I got a lot of topic from the website VOA. And for example, I take my student about reading skill. Yes,
Uh-huh.
and vocabulary I get from the VOA as well.
Great. Let's see. I see one of our guests from yesterday, Ismail. Would you like to say hello?
Hello to everyone.
Hey.
Yes, I was participated yesterday, and today also I'm here. Uh, Here I live in Azerbaijan. It's a country in Caucasus, now I searched for statistics about the coronavirus. And here in Azerbaijan, only 72 cases, confirmed cases, and only one death. But we are here also in a quarantine, like in a lockdown. So in the streets, no one. So all shopping malls, all parks are closed.
Mhm.
So here is also, and we are in a, our neighbors are Iran and uh, and Georgia, and the Iran is the second. In the Iran, the maximum
Mhm.
number of the, let's say, about the people who, let's say, died because of coronavirus. So it's dangerous here
Yeah.
because, and our border with Iran also was closed 1 month ago, but it's, let's say, dangerous because someone can come and etc. So yeah, but actually I think uh, it's important that government should help to the citizens, because if there is no one, let's say there is no job, there is everything is closed. So, but you need money for buying something. So government should, let's say, help to their citizens, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to do that here. Our Congress is working on a bill now to help support the economy and small businesses and individuals who are losing their jobs now. So I think we're just about out of time here. John, do you have any final comments you'd like to add?
Well, today we gave you an overview of ways that you can study at home, and some of these suggestions were somewhat general, but I hope that you will be able to perhaps take a few of the ideas that we discussed and use them in your own learning, so that all of you, it sounds like all of you are under quarantine conditions, you can't go outside much, but this way you can
Sorry. Sorry, just unmuted. Oops, wait, hold on a second.
to improve your own, this way you can use what we've talked about to improve your own learning. And so just to, just to summarize, so we talked about creating a learning space, avoiding distractions. We talked about letting other people know close by that you are going to be studying. And so the important idea, I think, for today is when you are at home, you have to be very diligent and motivated to pursue your studies, because you face many challenges that you would not otherwise face. So that's all I have to say for now. Dr. Jill, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, it's really great that we can talk this way. I'm very happy to meet all of you all around the world, and we're going to be doing this 5 days a week, the same time, same station. I think we'll have the same number tomorrow. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye.